But first, tonight at 6, examining the effectiveness of cold calls during this election year.
Sound familiar? We'll get to the bottom of all the political calls you have been getting and what, if anything, you can do to stop them.
So if you're like most people with a phone at home, you're no stranger to the increasing number of political phone calls.
And if you're like most people, you're sick of them. But can you do anything about it? News 3's Marc Lovicott joins us. Here's a closer look, Mark.
Yeah, it really is the million-dollar question, guys. How do you stop these calls? In short, you can't. And hang on, it's about to get much, much worse.
Where we'll get 4, 5, 6, 8 a day.
Hello?
There is no escaping them. Night after night, political calls are taking control of your quiet evenings at home.
For almost everybody, they are incredibly annoying.
UW political scientist Ken Mayer knows all about them. He receives them, and he has studied them. He has concluded,
Well, there's actually very little evidence that they have any positive effect, and actually quite a bit of evidence that they can actually wind up hurting the campaigns that do it.
so why do campaigns do it? At just pennies a call, it's the cheapest way to reach a large group of voters.
It is a frequent complaint.
Consumer Protection has been fielding many calls from the public recently asking, how can these groups get away with it? They're clearly violating the no-call list, right? Not so.
Informational calls, calls from nonprofits, calls from survey or pollsters are just not covered by the law.
So in a nutshell, there's really nothing you can do about it except ignore them. Not easy when you're getting so many, and Chalmers says it's just going to get worse. It's why she says the nearly 10-year-old no-call law needs to be looked at again.
The bill's almost 10 years old, and you think about the way that technology has changed during that time and the way that marketing practices have changed. Sure, it should be updated.
Chalmers says some states have done just that and have changed their no-call laws to include political groups and campaigns. In fact, a bill to do that to Wisconsin's law has been circulating for the last few legislative sessions, put forth by a representative from Green Bay. The bill, though, has not yet found its way to the Assembly floor. It might after this unprecedented campaign season that we've seen so far.
It should be interesting. Thanks, Mark.
Sure. Thanks, Mark.